that world. I told them I was through with it. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue on, yes, I'd like for you to stay with us a little longer as we go a little deeper. You know what I'm saying? The saga continues. Let's get it.
Hello, family. This is Dr. Kenisha Williams. I hope that you all have been having a superfluous day filled with intentional living. And it is my pleasure to be here as the owner and CEO of Transform Nation, a training and development, here with some wonderful friends that I have known, some for years and some that I had an opportunity to know. And we are here for our very first episode of Masterminding Leadership Panel, and we're going to be asking some questions to this group of community leaders about this notion of the mastermind and this notion of growth. So first, I would like to start with Miss Annetta Edmonds. You can go ahead and wave your hand to us. And I worked for the World of Care at FCC Child Care, and she has over 40 years of childcare experience, and she ran her own in-home daycare for 25 years. So welcome to our panel, Miss Aneta. We're excited to have you. And then we have John and Rhonda Dennis. And John works for materials. He's a materials handler for Northrop Grumman. And Miss Rhonda is a vice principal. So welcome to the Dennis family, husband and wife family. And we're going to have you guys go ahead and mute yourselves, please. And then we have the Castros, Martin and Brenda Castro. They are the Guzman family child care owners, and their motto is they're preparing children for a healthy and bright future. So if you're looking for child care, this is a great group of people that we definitely can trust with your children. And then last but certainly not least, we have Mr. Lloyd James Jr. Welcome, Lloyd. And he is the founder and CEO of Inner Vision Financial Services. And his motto is, you create the vision, we help build the dream. And so I just wanted to check in with you guys. We have a couple of questions that we wanted to ask you all as a team. And our first question, and whoever feels compelled to answer, is what is a mastermind? So what is a mastermind, and how can you describe the mastermind experience?
Well,
Go ahead, Miss Rhonda.
So I said a mastermind is intentionally mastering the development of your mind. So growing. John Maxwell said in his book, Developing the Leader in You 2.0, good leaders see more and before others, and they work to increase that capacity on an ongoing basis. So if you're mastering your mind, or you're trying to master a task as a leader, you want to be able to see more than the other people around you, and to do it before other people around you as well.
Good, thank you for that. Mr. Martin, I saw that you wanted to say something too.
Yes, I was going to say, in echoing what Rhonda has said, which is you need to be intentional about it. But to me, it's an improvement of your life, every facet of your life, whether it's spiritual, professional, or personal. In my particular case, what it's done to me is that it helped me realize areas where I was lacking, and areas in my life where I needed that I needed to improve. So these courses is giving me the tools that are necessary to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves as a family, as a couple, as a business couple. So yeah, wonderful.
Oh, good. So here's my next thought. Next question. Anybody that it speaks to you can speak out on it. How did you hear about the Mastermind courses, and what made you want to join a class?
So I'll go ahead and speak myself. So for me, I was actually referred by a fellow masterminder, if you will. Her name is Medea, and she had been telling me about this course, and that obviously you, Dr. Kenisha, have been running for some time. And she said, you got to be a part of it. You got to be a part of this. It's a group full of leaders, business owners, and I'm me myself, I'm excited about any group of individuals that are like-minded. So I just took the opportunity to say, hey, you know what, I'll go ahead. I'll attempt to be a part of this group. And I thought me being a part of this group was going to help me obviously sharpen my leadership capacity, obviously my personal communication skills. And then obviously I was looking to broaden my sphere of influence. And I'll tell you, I was in for a treat my first class. So that was how I got started with the mastermind group myself.
Excellent. Thank you. Anyone else? How did you hear about the mastermind and what made you want to join? I see Miss Brenda.
Hi. Yes, I learned about the mastermind class during our leadership class at Destiny Christian Center. Bishop Giddens announced that Dr. Kenisha was going to be leading a mastermind class that she was affiliated with John Maxwell. I'm like, really? I was really impressed that you were so involved with John Maxwell. I'm like, okay, let's get on board. So, you know, because we are community leaders, we want to get in where we can fit in. We want to learn as much as we can learn so we can build on a strong foundation so we can also help our business to grow and be a positive influence in our community.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. So let me ask you all this. What masterminds have you participated in? And which was your favorite? I'm going to go to Ms. Anita for this one. What masterminds have you been a part of? And then which one was your favorite one and then why?
I participated in three. The 15 Irrefutable Law of Growth, Learning to Become a Person of Influence, and the one we just got done with. Mine, I really, it's hard to choose because all of them has influenced me in one way or another. But my favorite was the first because I'm a big procrastinator, and it says, do it now. I think that I have to wait for everything to be perfect before I can do anything. So when I started this class, it pushed me to where I always talk about becoming a doula. So I enrolled in school to become a doula. I ended up started to go to the gym. I keep saying I was going to the gym for a long time, but it never happened. But once I started, do it now, I went ahead, but then COVID-19 happened and I fell off the bandwagon. But failure is not my enemy, it is my friend. So now I started back up riding my bike in the evenings with my husband, and I am back into my doula classes. And this last class that we took was so amazing and impressionable for me because I know that I need to be intentional in every aspect of my life. Intentional with what I eat, intentional with who I associate with, intentional in even imparting into my grandchildren life. So this class has been such a blessing, and I would encourage anyone that want to be intentional or want to grow or develop in leadership that run to your Facebook and sign up for Mastermind because this has transformed my life.
Good. Thank you for that. I would like to hear from someone else. What masterminds have you participated? I'm going to go to the dentists for this one, and you can decide who. Which ones have you participated in? Which one is your favorite one, and then why?
Okay, so we've participated. I've participated in 7. John's participated in 6. And then there was a couple mini ones. So we've been here since the beginning, and never have we regretted it. My favorite one was this last class that just ended this morning, and that's Developing the Leader in You 2.0. And the reason that one is my favorite is because about 2 years ago, I was going through a transition on my job, and the Lord spoke to me and said, I want you to develop as a leader and read John Maxwell's Developing the Leader in You. That was the first one. Since since then he's come out with another book, but so now I'm in a different position. My life has totally transformed in those last 2 years but that's where it started. And for me to come full circle all the way back, you know, with being in these mastermind classes with Dr. Kenisha, it's just phenomenal. It just lets me know how God is always orchestrating things in my life. So so the developing a leader in you, and it's just one of those things that, you know, like Miss Anita said, that these mastermind classes have totally transformed our lives professionally and in our relationship. Because most of these classes, except for the one this morning, John and I have taken together. And it has transformed us, like I said, on our jobs and in our home. So again, go out, go to her Facebook page and definitely sign up. There's some dynamic classes that are coming up in July. We're already signed up for those. So, and you should too.
Good. I want to hear from the Castros. So thank you for that husband and wife couple. The Castros, another husband and wife couple. Tell me, which have you participated in? Which was your favorite one and then why?
We been like the dentist from the beginning. I actually have missed just this last class, but to me and actually us, because we took it together, was everyone communicates but few connect. And the reason for it is because it made me realize that connecting with people is the one thing that allows you to, as the word says, to connect with them. It allows you to gain influence with them. It allows you to be able to care more for them, because now their feelings are you're more in tune with their feelings than yours. You're actually connecting on a one-on-one. And it also is something that will help you, as it is in my particular case, is that connect with my wife more, with our clients more, with my peers more. So, or I should say at a better level. So just like everyone else has been saying, Dr. K, I urge everyone to rush and sign up, and because you are a wonderful facilitator. I have to applaud you and thank you for it, because you made it easy for us. But anyway, so that's our favorite one by far.
Good. I'm going to go back to a question that I asked earlier, when it comes to the experience. So Lloyd, I'm going to have you talk to the experience. What does that mean to be in a mastermind? What does that mean? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like?
If I'm being completely transparent, it's a bit challenging. And the reason I'll say it's a little challenging is that if you haven't been in a space where you're accustomed to sharing ideas, in a group of other individuals, like-minded individuals, it can be a little intimidating. But I think that's a healthy part of being a part of a mastermind group, is being around like-minded people who can help sharpen your thought process, right? So I think for me, this is something that this is healthy conflict for me. And when I say conflict, I don't mean in the most aggressive way, but in a way where we can share ideas and maybe agree to disagree, or maybe piggyback off of another person's idea and just elaborate on commonalities around how we think in regards to whatever the subject matter is. So yes, it's a little challenging. Yes, it's a little bit, it could be a little intimidating, but I guarantee it will push you to be better. It'll inspire you to be better. And then you will come back for a second and third, fourth and fifth time. And I see myself doing that long term. So that's my honest answer for sure.
Good. Thank you for sharing that. And who can tell us, in this season of the pandemic, where we've been quarantined, how in the world have we done mastermind classes? Because we started in January in a physical building, January, February, ended in March. And then in March, we went right on. How did we do that? How are we able to learn and grow intentionally through this pandemic? Who would like to talk again specifically about the formatting of what's the format of the mastermind, at least through this pandemic?
Make the time for it, and we go on Zoom. We are not limited by a classroom.
Yeah.
But we are able to use the resource and the technology out there to enhance us.
Yeah. And it's beautiful because, like Anita said, we're on Zoom. Literally, we do breakout rooms. We have small group sessions. We come back to the big room. And like Lloyd said, it is challenging. And I push you. So it's not easy. It's not a cakewalk, but you grow and you stretch. And just tonight, I just ended 3 masterminds actually today. But what really touched my heart in the last mastermind, intentional living, and this person will be on in our next segment. This person had an idea in week number 1, and I pushed her. I said, I want more. I said, in fact, in the 4th week, I want you to share it out. And just in the last 4 weeks, her mind has stretched. Her little baby, and I don't mean physical baby, but her dream has so multiplied just because she's been intentional, and I gave her just a little bit of a budge. And so perhaps maybe she's on panel 2 this evening. Perhaps maybe she will share that. So there's some goodness that happens out of being pushed and stretched. And so let me go on and ask you this question here. How have you been transformed by joining the Mastermind family? And then what changes have you seen in yourself after taking these courses? So have you transformed? And if so, what changes are you seeing in yourself? Anybody would like to speak to that one? John?
Yeah. For me personally, every class has done something for me. I'm kind of
the sound, your
Hello,
sound.
can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. For me personally, everything has changed for me. I'm definitely more intentional. At work, I share. I use what we have gotten, what we've learned with other people. It's just like I'm ready and I'm intentional. Like I just listen, and sometimes I just chirp in, hey, you need to do this, you need to pay attention. And people are like, wow, how do you do that? And then I'll share with them briefly. So for me being transformed, I'm more intentional. I'm an uplifter and encourager, and I see that coming out of me more and more and more. It's just been so much to say. That's all I can say for that. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste any time.
I have something to say.
Thank you for that, John. Okay, I see Miss Brenda.
I was just thinking you have to be open and honest with yourself. You have to be brave enough to open up and discuss your faults and where you need to grow in order to grow. If you try to hide behind the shadow of your mistakes, you'll never grow. So I'm just so grateful that, I'm not the one that like to speak a lot in front of people, but I am so grateful. I am a talker when I'm confident about the subject. And I'm very confident about this subject and all the information that you have given us and the tools that we have gained to take into our personal life, our business life, our spiritual life. And this course would never be forgotten. I will always remember this course, and I would encourage anyone. Matter of fact, I've told a lot of my friends about the course, and a few of them have joined, and they are so excited. They can never say enough about this program, Dr. Kenisha. Thank you so much for giving me the heart to open up and to admit my faults and learn from them and build on the knowledge that you've given us through this program.
And one of our norms, thank you for that, Miss Brenda. One of our norms is what? It is be honest with yourself, honest self-reflection. And I always say, you may be able to tell us a mistruth, which is still not okay, but definitely do not do that to yourself, because the more honest we are with ourselves, that's where the growth is going to come. I would like to hear, thank you for that. I would like to hear from someone else on that one. How have you transformed and are changed? And then what's the evidence to that?
So I'll say for myself, I'd like to say I've always been particularly intentional, but this class has pushed me to be a bit more intentional. For example, I think I'm a little bit more intentional with my approach with communicating. So now I've recognized the difference between like speaking just to speak and then speaking to identify common ground. Right, to understand, okay, where can I maybe level set with this person in a way to where we can connect? And once I connect with this person, how can I build value within this relationship so I can truly understand their walk of life and then build off of that? And that's something I think it's ever growing. It's an art, and I think for me it works. It's a benefit for me, my personal life, obviously, as well. So I think those changes are evolving, but definitely the most prominent change I've seen thus far for myself.
Good. And again, that connects back, Lloyd, to being intentional, right? That being intentional about what we're saying and then connecting with others. I would like to hear from Mr. John on this next one. So what is one takeaway, John, from the Mastermind course that you would like to leave the audience with?
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. It's from the last class, Leadership Goals. It was from chapter 5. And what it said was, people can change for the better only when they are open to improvement. For that reason, when I am criticized, I try to maintain the right attitude by not being defensive, looking for the grain of truth, making the necessary changes, and taking the high road.
Good.
And tell us what that means to you.
What it means to me?
Yes.
For me, it's more to it. You have to learn to accept yourself, and that's a maturity issue. And then you have to know yourself, and that's a reality issue. And you have to forget yourself. This is a security issue. And then you have to learn not to focus so much on yourself, to be a person of significance, meaning not significant for myself, but showing significance for others, helping others to grow. And when you do that, their significance, they start learning to be significant also. And if you're going to get a reward, the reward is they're learning to be significant and they're training someone else to do it. And it's just a ripple effect of people doing positive things, not thinking about themselves first, training and motivating others. So for me, that's explosive.
Good. Thank you, John. Mr. Nate, I would like to hear from you. What is your one takeaway? I know there are many, but what's one takeaway that you would like to leave the audience with as it pertains to growth and then the Mastermind course?
Don't procrastinate. Do it now.
Yes.
And be intentional about doing it now.
Yes.
Cut out all the excuses and just go for it.
I got
And what's the it that you're talking about? What's the it?
Whatever your dreams are, your goals, your desires, or even your calling in ministry. A lot of times what we do is we try to wait. Like for me, I try to wait. I need to have this. I remember the first time talking to you, telling you I needed to have a tripod. I need to have this. I need to have that. And you said, no, do it now. And I went out for the first time and did my live prayer, which I haven't done any in a while. I'm getting back on the bandwagon because I was sick after that first time. But now I'm getting ready to get back on the bandwagon this coming week. So I'm doing it.
Good.
Now,
Good.
not
That's right.
procrastinating.
So we always say, take a look at your watch and tell us when someday is. And we already know, when is someday, family?
Some days today.
Now.
Some days right now.
Some days,
Now.
most times is never.
Right.
When are we going to go after that dream? Someday, sometime, maybe next week, as opposed to making sure that we're definitive and intentional on going after things right now. So we're stirred up because we just left the class, and that was one of the things from the class that we talked about. Okay, and just make sure that we stay muted, guys, until you go, please. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. So I would like to hear, what is your takeaway, Lloyd? What is your takeaway when you think of your experience in the Mastermind?
Having good intentions isn't enough.
Yeah. Ooh.
Having good intentions is not enough. You must make a decision to live intentionally. And invest in everything that you do, especially when it concerns people. And that connects to every book that we've read thus far. Obviously, I've only been a part of 2, but being intentional has a lot to do with how you communicate, how you connect, what you do with your job, how you do an activity. All of those parts are connected to your intention. But having the thought of, oh, I intended to do is not enough. You have to take action and seize the moment at that day and time. So that's probably the one takeaway I can give the audience, if any, is live intentionally. Your intentions aren't good enough.
Good. I'm going to go to the cash flow. Tell me what you're thinking. What is one takeaway for you?
I have to say that change is hard. You have to not only be intentional, have to get the courage to change. You have to have the desire and the effort to change. So what I can tell the audience about this is, if you are prepared to have an improvement in your life, if you're prepared to change, then grab the bull by the horns and get that courage and do it. You have to get it done. You cannot wait for tomorrow to get it done. You have to do it today. You have to start now. And this program, and I say program because it's several courses. So this program will allow you to get the tools that you need, not only for yourself to change, but to make a change into others, because you are going to, the transformation that it takes within you is a transformation that you're going to convey to others, and they will them to be transformed.
Mm-hmm.
That's my takeaway on it.
Excellent. So you talk about other people. So my question is, describe, or have others, let me ask you this one. Have others noticed a change in you? And if so, what evidence supports that? Because it's great when we say we changed, right? But have others seen a difference in you? And if so, what is your evidence of others seeing that particular change in you in the middle of COVID-19?
Well,
and that's for the panel, anybody in the panel.
Because of COVID-19, especially in our case, we're pretty much isolated because our businesses are at home and we only go out when it's necessary to go out. So as far as have other people seen the change in me, I think my wife would probably be the best one to answer that.
Well, I think the change is in both of us in reference to caring, showing others that we care, and what's going on in their lives right now. We want to be able to be supportive. So because we are locked in, we still we interacted with our families. We had Happy Meal Friday. We went around the whole high desert dropping off Happy Meals to our children. When Easter was here, we went around the whole high desert dropping off Easter baskets. So we are definitely involved with the community, even though we are shut down, but we go in and come back, We're not like staying out. So the change is our families see that in the time of people are really having a lot of fear, some of us are still brave enough to show that we care.
You have to encourage them, for them to know that they're not alone, that we're all in it together.
And we're thinking about them.
Yeah.
Good. So others are seeing that in your community. So anyone else on the panel, have others noticed a change in you? And if so, what evidence? Not just that we thought it up, but what's the evidence that we have that people are seeing change? Okay, Genesis?
Well, people on my job have seen the change in me. So I started off this year. This is my first year as a vice principal. But because of taking these courses, I learned that in order to be influential, I have to first be my best authentic self. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I learned early on in these classes, is to be my best authentic self. So I've gone to the staff members, and not afraid to ask questions, not afraid to let them know that I don't have all of the answers, but I will get those to you. And so just being open and authentic, and not afraid to to share me with them. And so I've had teachers come back, and I've even taken, Dr. Kenisha, you throughout these courses, you've sent us emails or something saying, how can I improve? What did you like about the class? What can I do differently about the class? And so I took a page from that, and I sent a survey to my teachers at the end of the school year. How can I improve? How can I, as an administrator, help you improve? So what are some of the things that I can do to help? What can I do next year to help? And so the feedback that came back was that I wouldn't change anything that you did. You were very supportive. Both you and the principal worked very well together. So my job was to be a support to her and a support to them. And the feedback I got was that I accomplished that. So, and then just trying to find people that I can influence and build up as well, because it's not all about me. And if the team is doing well, then it makes me look good anyway. So
Right.
so that's how I know that I have changed, and others have seen that change, and that's all that we can ask for.
Good. Thank you for sharing that. And our final question for this evening, for at least panel one, and then we'll bring on our second panel. So, thinking of why would you encourage someone to join a mastermind class? We have another round starting in 1 week from today, next Thursday, July 2nd. Why do you think others should join this mastermind family? What is the intent? Ms. Annette, I'm going to start with you. Mr. Lloyd, I'm coming after you after that.
Self-improvement.
Uh-huh.
Self-improvement and really knowing yourself.
Uh-huh.
Because this mastermind class, all of them have helped me, but it helped me to deeper and know the best me that I am and the worst me that I am.
Uh-huh. So you mean that just because I get older, Miss Aneta, I don't get better? I don't just grow because I get older?
No, ma'am. Growth
I don't
is
just become
continual.
wiser?
No, ma'am. Growth is continual.
Yeah.
And we don't grow by osmosis either.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What about degrees? I have all kinds of degrees. Are degrees the same as growth?
No.
Okay.
I know a lot of people with degrees that I won't want to emulate.
Uh-huh. Good. Good. Thank you for that, Miss Anita. Then we're going to go to Mr. Lloyd. Answer that same question. Why do you think others should join the mastermind family? Should they join a course for their personal growth?
Because you should invest in yourself. You're worth it. You're worth it. One. And then the second piece I'll say is that it's a great way to further your personal development, a great way to build relationships and to grow within your leadership capacity. Like there's so much more potential inside of us as human beings. And a lot of times we don't challenge ourselves or even see that worth within ourselves. But being in a setting where you have like-minded individuals who can sharpen you, who can challenge you, and then have a facilitator who's willing to do the same and add value to your life is sometimes the push you need to get the best out of you, and so if you don't do anything else, or you're not like trying to do something on your own, you should be trying to look for an opportunity to invest in yourself. And this is probably the best type of investment that you can give, is to be a part of a group of individuals such as these folks. So that would be my why for sure.
Excellent. Well, I am going to have to say goodbye to panel one, but thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd, the Castros, Martin and Brenda, Miss Neda, John, and Rhonda Dennis. Thank you so much, family. Have a wonderful evening. And we're not done with the broadcast yet. We're going to do a short little video I want you guys to watch that I made about growth. Why must we be intentional about our growth? Hey family, this is your friend Kenisha. I hope that you are having an excellent day.
Hey
and
family,
today we're going to be talking about
Kenisha.
growth again. Episode number 10. That's right. And we're coming from the very same book that I absolutely love. This is called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by one of my mentors, Dr. John C. Maxwell. And our thought for today when we're thinking of growth is systems. What is a system? So on page 109, it defines what a system is. It says it's a process for predictability, or for predictably achieving a goal based on specific, orderly, repeatable principles and practices. Systems leverage your time and money and abilities. They are great tools for personal growth. And it says this: systems are deliberate, intentional, but yet they're practical. They really work. It says regardless of your profession, talent, or experience, systems improve performance. So I'm thinking of three different things. I'm thinking of our head, our heart, and our health. So what is your system? Let's think about this. What is the system for our head? Now, many years ago, all I did, I've been going to school. I've always loved to learn. But I can just remember with all of my extra time, when I wasn't in school, I was just watching TV. And ask me how that system worked for increasing intelligentsia. just watching TV? And I guess it depends on what you're watching, but even that, what is your system for improving yourself intellectually in your thought-provoking things? So for me, now remember, years ago, my system was relax, and relaxing meant watching TV, which did not add a lot of value to my head. So now my system is when I work out, I read for 1 hour doing cardio. So I have a book and I read it. And even in this last 7 days, I've even begun to be more targeted in my system, wanting to expedite my process of reading. So I actually determine, when do I want to be finished with this book? In 2 weeks. So then I divide the number of pages by the number of days, 14 days. And then every day I know I have to accomplish that goal. And I can tell you, even my force of reading has improved because I'm very specific and intentional with my system. I also listen to books when I'm doing different things, cleaning the house and driving to and from work, listening to books to improve myself. I talk to smart people. I'm okay, but I know a lot of smart people. So I make sure that I specifically and with intentionality, I text them and talk to them. Why? Because they challenge me. They don't just take whatever I say as is. They challenge me, they encourage me, but they also push me to do better. So those are just a couple of systems that I have to help myself in my head. So think about your system. The next thing I think of is my heart. How am I managing my heart? And really for me, I'm a believer, right? All right, family, we are going to stop and we have our second panel. We are so excited to have you on. Hello to panel number 2. Thank you for joining us. And I have the pleasure of introducing you all. We have Miss Alicia Mitchell. She is an obstetrical registered charge nurse, over 25 years of experience as an RN, and she was a prior military officer. So we salute you. Thank you, Miss Alicia Mitchell, for joining us on our panel. And then if you can just wait, there we go. Then we have Miss Linda Johnson. Miss Linda Johnson is an educator, over 30 years of experience as an educator. She's all the way from Louisiana, and she was my kindergarten teacher. So what a phenomenal thing to have the very first teacher that taught me here on the panel, and also she's my mama. So kindergarten teacher and the first teacher I've ever had in life. Next, we have Mr. Morris Anderson the fourth. Welcome, Mr. Morris. And he is here representing Toastmasters International. And then the motto is where leaders are made. And then you can see his information there. Then we have Miss Deanne Milton. She is the owner and CEO of Shamgar Interior Designs. She's a professional organizer. And her motto is, we use what you have. We start where you are. We do what we can. So welcome to Miss Deanne. Happy to have you on. Then we have Steve and Kenisha Haley. They are the show hosts of this brand new hot show called Let's Talk About It. And their motto is bringing biblical truth to everyday life lessons. And I'm telling you, do not want to miss them. They come on every single Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. PST. So be sure that you join in with them. And then we have last but certainly not least, Miss Marisol Escalante. And her show is 20 Minutos Entre Amigas. And it's a wonderful show to inspire and motivate women to live intentional lives, to know that they are not alone, and to bring them hope. And I had the pleasure of being on her show, which is in all Spanish every morning. It comes in at 7:30 a.m. So again, another wonderful show if you guys are looking for things that you're interested and getting some education about. So again, I'm excited to have our panel here, and we're going to jump right into our questions. So our very first question here that I have for us is, we asked this to the last group, but I want to know what your thoughts are. What do you say a mastermind is? And then how would you describe the mastermind experience? Anyone can unmic and answer that.
I It's
Hi,
Kenisha.
Miss Denise.
So I actually took the definition from your email, which I'm sure you got from one of the books, which defines a mastermind as a coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Dale Carnegie attributed his entire fortune to the power he accumulated through his mastermind. Analyze the record of any man who has accumulated a great fortune, and many of those who have accumulated modest fortunes, and you will find that they have either consciously or unconsciously employed the mastermind principle. And for me, this whole experience of being a part of your courses has truly just opened my mind to a whole another realm of knowledge. And he speaks of the spirit of harmony, and it is harmony because it's with other people, and we're taking this journey together, following you as our leader and our mentor through this journey of becoming a mastermind and being in this realm of great men and women who have gone before us in this journey.
Excellent. That's well said. And I'll tell you this, many people may not know. So I'm a part of the Dr. John Maxwell team. And so that's a big part of our team is masterminds. But really that notion came all the way back in a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And chapter 10 deals with this notion of the mastermind. So when they were doing this study, and again, it goes back to even Dale Carnegie, they said he had about 50 people in his mastermind, and they would meet at least once a week. And they had like mind around a targeted thought, dream, or whatever they were trying to get done, the task. And they would come together, and just that synthesis of thought, of reason, of divergent thinking, then converging those thoughts. And we all know Mr. Dale Carnegie was quite rich. So based upon a coming together and becoming better, that's really where the mastermind started. And then all of these years later, we have the opportunity to be a part of a mastermind to make sure that we're sharpening, as we know the proverb, iron sharpeneth iron. Anyone else that would like to speak about, how would you describe the experience? Miss Alicia.
And through this teaching, Dr. Kenisha, actually, I just want to piggyback off of the Haleys, that the level of depth and growth that we have received being in your leadership. Yes, Dr. Maxwell's teachings, but your leadership, your facilitation, the level and the depth of growth that we received could not have been achieved, I'm persuaded, just by reading the conventional book alone. So that's what I took from these mastermind classes this year.
Good. So I'm going to ask you to speak more, because some people may say, well, I have the book. I can read myself. I don't need to be a part of a class. I don't need to take every Thursday at 7 p.m. I can read myself. So distinguish and delineate, Miss Alicia, what's the different experience? Because I know that you were a reader before you joined Masterminds, then reading a book on your own, and then being a part of the Mastermind community or family.
Because in the mastermind community and the family, you have, like you support, is divergent thinking. When you're reading a book conventionally, you are reading it from the perspective of the author. When you are in a classroom setting, specifically with your facilitation and your leadership, with all the different people in the classroom, with all of their different perspectives, all of their different levels, and in the hierarchy of corporate America, or all the way to the housewife, you have all these different ethnicities, all these different nationalities, all these different ages, all these different genders, and you're able to come together, like you said, synergistically towards one thought, focusing on one thought, but arriving to a successful destination. The growth level and the depth level, it is surmountable when you bring that many people together, reading the same video, because you're able to articulate it. You're able to have shared thinking. It's amazing. It's like it fleshes out. It comes off of the page. Being in a mastermind gives it life, gives it breath.
Good. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Alicia. And I'm excited. You have me stirred up. I'm like, what? Let me join the mastermind. What is she? Whatever she's talking about, I want in on it. Miss Johnson, I'm going to come to you for this next question. What masterminds, Miss Linda, what masterminds have you participated in? Which one is your favorite one, and then why?
Well, I started January the 7th all the way until June 25th. That means I've been with Dr. Kenisha from the beginning until now. I also went and learned about leading through crisis, the 2 virtual ones. I was the only one that went through all 9 courses virtually. And it has been very, very challenging, but learning more and more and more. It has been very, very dynamic because at first I was hesitant, but once I got into it and I really, really enjoyed it, the first one, and I say, I can't wait till the next one because you have brought us from where we were to the world of possibilities.
Good. And which one would you say, Miss Linda, is your favorite mastermind, if you can choose one?
I don't have any one particular because I loved all of them. All of them was very invigorating for me, and I acquired so much knowledge, not only from the book, but by you getting the authentic facilitator, the transparent facilitator that you were. You really brought the books alive. We collaborated together, we learned from each other, and now we know that our vision has to come forth if we pursue with persistence.
Love it, love it. Anyone else would like to speak to that? Thank you, Miss Linda. What masterminds have you participated in? Which was your favorite one, and then why?
Hey, Dr. K, it's me, Steve Haley. I participated in, I want to say 5 or 6, since January as well. And the one I liked the most was this one. It was John Maxwell, Everyone Communicates, but only few connect. And the reason why I like that one so much was because, I mean, it's so apropos to what's going on in our society today. You know what I'm saying? People, a lot of people are saying a lot, you know what I'm saying? But they're not, you know what I'm saying, they're not communicating or they're not connecting with anything. One of the things that I thought was amazing was he said, in Connectors Go First, he said, ask, do I feel what you feel before asking, do you feel what I feel? Ooh. If you want to find common ground with others, the place to begin is with their feelings. If you can connect on an emotional level, connecting is much easier on every other level. And so I think what's lacking in today's society is, you know what I'm saying, folks is talking loud, but they're not saying nothing. And they're not connecting with each other. And so I think that's very important, even in today's time. So, you know, if you're ever going to do that class, this mastermind class again, folks need to learn how to connect versus just talking.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. So let me ask you guys this. Can anyone describe a specific aha moment that you've had during a mastermind class? Not after, but during. Miss Marisol.
So an aha moment for me was what significance really is, significant living. And so I've always wanted to live a significant life. I think we all want to live a significant life. But lately, I have just been learning that it's not about me. Living a significant life myself is not about me. Living a significant life is living a life that pours onto others. It's a life that adds value onto others. And that is so amazing because if you can live every single day of your life, right? Because we all can do something nice, right? Today I can give somebody a ride or buy somebody a gallon of milk or who knows, right? We all do good deeds. But do you want to do a good deed, or do you want to live a good life, a significant life, one that leaves a print, you know, where you end your life and you just feel good, you know? And it's not about me, it's about adding value to others. But if you want to add value to others, you cannot give what you don't have. Come on. It's impossible. So in order for me to give to somebody, I have to add value to my life first. So I have to grow. So I want to grow. That was an aha moment, because I have, you know, my past, and I have to realize that my past does not define me, that I can crawl out of that and do better and be better and help others to realize that. And for that, I have to grow. I have to just go and do it and grow and help others, and that will make my life significant. That was my aha moment.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Marisol. Anyone else that has had an aha moment that you're like, oh my gosh, I've come into something during a class? Morris, I see big smiles there.
My aha moment, one of the ones that I had, was during Leadership Gold. We were in a session, and we were talking about don't send your ducks to Eagle School. And the conversations that we were having about it just made me think about all the times that I've been in a mentorship role, a leadership role, and how I've seen potential in somebody and gotten so excited over that potential that I failed to realize what that person was looking for. They were satisfied with being a duck, and I was ready to send them to Eagle School. And guess who I disappointed? Me, everyone else, and that person, because I was trying to force them to do something that they just were not ready to do. They would become an eagle either in their own time, or maybe they were just going to be a duck for quite a while. But it was definitely a learning experience in that aha moment that you don't send your ducks to Eagle School.
That is a good one. That is a good one. I appreciate you for saying that. Let me ask you this. How have the Mastermind courses been a catalyst for launching you into new endeavors? Miss Deanna, I mentioned you with Channel 1. So I would like for you to speak to this question specifically, because you just shared something in our last 7 o'clock Mastermind that stirred us all up. So if you can speak to that, how has this Mastermind or these courses launched you or been a catalyst to launch you into something new?
Oh my goodness, the passion that I have gotten because of it's so contagious. So with that, years ago, I began a business called Shamgar Interior Designs, but I failed. But I learned through these classes that failure is my friend. So now I have recently started that I want to do the Zoom and organize through Zoom. But in the process of time, I reached out to a very good friend, and she said, oh yeah, we could do it with our group. But then I had another young lady, Pamela, she wants to do a cooking segment. And then I had another lady, Paulette Grant, she's going to do a sewing segment. So it's just been, it's just been so phenomenal, so much bigger. And it reminds me of what John Maxwell said, the law of significance, which states, one is too small a number to achieve greatness. No one can achieve significance alone. So also I've signed up, and I'm now a college student because of this. I'm also connected with natural born organizers, Kenisha Porter, and now she's my mentor for my organizing business, Shamgar Interior Designs. We start where you are, we use what you have, and we do what we can.
Love it. Now, 4 weeks ago, we were sitting in the Mastermind class, and somehow we came up on your dream. And then I said, what are you doing about it? And then what was your response just 4 weeks ago?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I was not doing anything with it but dreaming, just sitting there, wishing, hoping. I was not intentional. But now, after going through this last class, intentional living, you have to do it now. You can't just wait around for tomorrow, because tomorrow it may or may not come.
Yeah.
And so with you pushing me, I won't even say gently, but pushing me in love and stirring me up, and just seeing your life is an example of one of intentionality. I mean, you show us how to do it, and I am endeavoring to follow that pattern.
Well, I told Miss Dion, I said, in 4 weeks, we want to report on what you're doing with that dream. And several, in fact, all of you are in that mastermind class. And didn't I said, in 4 weeks, I want to hear a report on that. It's not good enough that we have the dream and we're not doing anything intentionally with it. And so when she shared out, tonight was the 4th week, man, I wanted to cry, because to hear in just 4 weeks how she went from, I have it, I wanted to do something with it, to all of these connections, people of like mind, value, and that she has a mentor. She's joined a group. She joined school. So all of this is happening because you decided to add value to yourself. I love it. I'm going to ask that question to the Haleys. How have the Mastermind courses been a catalyst for launching you into your new endeavors?
Talk about it. I'm trying to tell you, man. When we started in January, if you were to tell Kenisha and I that we would be doing 10-minute videos on just biblical truths, I would have been like, you're crazy. And it was going to develop into a live broadcast, and we would be investing in ourselves. I'd be like, man, you are out of your mind. But this mastermind class, these mastermind classes have transformed the way we even looked at ourselves, because both of us, her more than I, are introverted people. We don't like to be in the limelight. We're more supporters. Hey, I like your dream. Tell me what we can do to help you launch it out. But one thing that encouraged me the most was Miss Alicia, because we were having communication issues in our masterminding class, where we were always choppy. And when we finally got a better connection, she said, wow, we can hear you now. Now, because we were missing out on all the value, the added value that you bring, you know what I'm saying, the valuable information. And so I felt like this class helped be a catalyst for us to express and add value to others who just need help, or who want to experience growth.
Excellent.
My thing was, these courses have really changed the way I think.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, your thinking changes your talk, and then your talking changes your actions. And so, but it all starts up here. And I'm telling you, I mean, mastermind. It really, you're mastering this up here, your mind, your thoughts, which will eventually, come out your mouth, and then your actions are completely different. Never thought you'd be doing what you're doing. But these courses, they bring it out of you. Like I tell Stephen all the time, he's a baseball coach, or he was,
yes.
But I would always tell him, you're just bringing greatness out of these boys and showing them things that they never thought that they could do. Mm-hmm. And that's what you do for us. You bring the greatness, you draw that greatness out of us that we didn't even know we had that potential, or even just those thoughts that we just didn't even know that we had. And you bring them out of us. You bring that greatness out of us. And I appreciate that. Yes.
Good. So I hear the birthing of Let's Talk About It. Again, Saturday mornings, 10:30 a.m. PST. So another question I wonder. So thinking specifically of your current profession, how have the mastermind courses enhanced your leadership capabilities? I'm going to go to Miss Alicia on this one. And then Morris, I want to come to you after Miss Alicia.
As a result of these mastermind courses, like the Haley said, they cause a paradigm shift in your mind. Mastermind causes a shifting paradigm. And I can tell you, when I started in January, these mastermind courses, I had no intention of starting, but because I had a personal invitation, I got in there and I thought, wow, this is incredible. This is game changing and this is going to be life changing. Then I was asked to run, somebody who's not technical was like yours self truly, to do the Zoom. And then we enter into a pandemic. And so now we're doing your courses, not meeting in location, physical brick and mortar, but now we're meeting on Zoom, and you have me running your Zoom. And so then we enter into the pandemic, like I said. So I suggest to my supervisor, my director, I said, hey, would you like me to conduct your staff meetings, your team leader meetings, your committee meetings through Zoom so that we can stay connected and continue to accomplish the mission at the hospital? And she says, if you facilitate it, I will do it. And so lo and behold, we are through it, 3 months, 3.5 months, 4 months into a pandemic. We're still not open at the hospital, but we're still having mission accomplishment because I was able to, in my place of employment, take what I learned here in the mastermind, take what you deposited into us, took it over to the hospital, and now as the first responders, those on the front lines, the ones of us that are receiving the COVID patients constantly, we were able to continue to receive the disseminated information from our hierarchy of command down to us, the ones on the front line, to be able to take care of those patients, have mission accomplishment, and get people healed, healthy, and back out into the community, all as a result of this mastermind class. Woo!
Excellent, excellent. Love it, love it. So direct connection to your job. Thank you for that, Miss Alicia. Mr. Morris, how about you?
I am in a year-long project. We're trying to implement a new EMR at our hospital. And one of the things that I've become responsible for is to work on clinical documentation. I took on the dietitians, I've taken on diabetes education. So I get to work with 7 hospitals, and we're trying to standardize between the 7. It's really important for me right now. Leading the meetings is no problem for me. But I think what's crucial here for me is that I have to really put the focus on the people, because I won't be using this system. All of these clinicians will be using it. And so taking mastermind courses and really hearing you and John C. Maxwell hone in that you have to have a focus on people. And all the masterminds I've been, all 3 of them, there has always been a chapter dedicated to connecting with people, putting others first. And when I'm building these things and helping to facilitate these meetings, it's really easy to think, I just want to get the job done. I just want to get the documentation built. Let's just meet and slap it together. But what I really focus on is I really need to connect with these people. I need to understand what their desires are, their goals are, so that I can make the best product for them as possible. So masterminds have allowed me to see past the need to just get it done and really look into the minds of those that I'm trying to support and pull out exactly what they need instead of what I need to finish the job.
Excellent. Well said. Thank you for that, Morris. So we're going to be coming down to almost to the end, but I would like to hear, what is one takeaway? I'm going to go to Ms. Dion first, then Ms. Marisol after that. So what is one takeaway from the mastermind courses that you want to leave our audience with, Ms. Dion?
The one takeaway that I'd like to leave our audience with is you have to be intentional and be a good steward. We have all been given gifts, and we're going to have to give an account of those gifts one day. So why not take this full advantage of this wonderful opportunity to learn how to stir that gift up and be a blessing to other people, be able to add value to other people, to even just develop that gift for God's glory.
Thank you, Miss Dion. Miss Marisol.
What I take away from this mastermind course is that growing for myself or just having an opportunity myself is not enough for me. I cannot be selfish. I have to look for other people to grow, for other people to, lift that lid and just have this growth mindset. And if I may just read off of the Developing the Leader Within You, it says, once you've grown, you will forever be impacted. And if you can see your progress, you'll never want to stop growing. A butterfly cannot go back to being a caterpillar. So just go on and take this course. I am telling you, it is life-changing, transforming your mind, transform your life and the lives of those who surround you. Please give yourself a chance.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Anyone else? What is one takeaway that you have that you would like to leave the audience with as it pertains to masterminds? Go ahead, Haley's Kenisha.
So this is one of my favorite books so far, Intentional Living, the course that we just finished tonight. And one of the things that he talks about is live with a sense of anticipation. And it reads, finding and going through one door is an event. Going through many doors is a lifestyle. And for me, going through the first class, your first course, was going through that door that changed my whole life. So I'd encourage our lives, and I'd encourage you to just take that step, go through the door, and nothing will be the same. So that was my biggest takeaway.
Love it. And then our final question before we leave for the evening. Why do you think others should join the Mastermind family? I'll go to Morris and then Miss Alicia.
In the Mastermind courses, as I discussed, there is a heavy focus on people. And the reason that you should join the Mastermind course is to really understand why you need to connect with other individuals to be successful and to really learn and grow. When we look around, it's really easy to put ourselves off in our own little corner and not realize that there are important things in forming teams and learning what others need, and recognizing what connections can bring to your table. So to take a Mastermind course, learn how to really get in there and connect with people, and learn why you should care about connecting with people.
Love it. Thank you for that, Morris. Miss Alicia.
No matter what age, color, ethnicity, married, unmarried, kids, no kids, past successes, or epic failures, you can leave your footprints in the sands of time every single day by not choosing to chase success, but to make a difference in somebody else's life and have significance in the life that you lead yourself. That is the aha moment. That is the takeaway I got from all of these masterminds. And that's why you should get off the mundane train, the train called mundane, and get on the rocket ship of significance in a mastermind class with Dr. Kenisha Williams.
Love it. Well spoken. And with that being said, I would like you guys, we're going to have a 1 day only starting right now until tomorrow night. The classes, the value is $299. But the sale is $199. But for 1 day, we're going to bring the price back down to only $99. And remember, they start in 1 week. So if you go to my Facebook page, I have it listed here. We have 4 different selections, 4 different time options. It's only 5 weeks, an hour and a half per week, and that hour and a half flies by, zips by. So we would love to have you join us next week. And again, for 1 day, we're going to go ahead and do a 50% off of the already $100 off, and would like to have you guys join. And I would like to give away this book. This book is called Intentional Living. So I'm going to go to the chat box. And let's see on the chat box, the next person that says something is going to get this book. So let's see, the next person that says something in that chat box, we're going to give you a second. Let me see the next name. I see Sunray is up there, but the next one right after her that says something in that chat box, I'm going to have you inbox me your address and give you this book. And I'm waiting. Come on, family. Come on, family. I want to give this book away. It's Calling Your Name. It's Calling Your Name. I see a butterfly cannot go back to a caterpillar. The next one in that chat box is going to get that book. And we're going to keep going until the next person puts their info in that chat box. And it cannot be anybody that's on this panel because you guys count, but not for the free book. So I would like to say thank you so much for Miss Marisol. Thank you for Steve and Kenise Haley. Thank you, Miss Deanne. Thank you, Miss Alicia, Mr. Morris, and Miss Linda. We definitely appreciate you all for joining us on Masterminding Leadership Panel. One thing is we love adding value to people, and we want you to know that growth is intentional, and we want to add value to you. So thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful and great evening.
I see you all I need. Father God, I see you all I need. You're all I need. God, you're all I need. To tell the truth, Lord, you're all I need. They said I was going crazy on the campus when you saved me, cause I stopped partying and chasing all the ladies. And they told me I was losing it, calling me a lunatic, because for you, that world, I told them I was through with it. Man, I heard the rumors, calling me a joke. I'm praying and saying, I wish they knew what I know. Cause if they did, they would see how you were meant to be, much more than the God of emergencies.